Hello and welcome to AirgunWeb.com, your home for honest, real-world airgun reviews and information. We bring you the facts, not fluff. I really never understood the draw to Big Bore Airguns. Well, that was until I had the chance to work with some really nice ones. Now that I've had that chance, Big Bore Airguns are definitely in my blood. Today's review product may be the coolest looking airgun I've ever tested. It's the Evanix Tactical Sniper in .45 caliber. Simply put, this thing is a monster and one of my favorite airguns to take down to the range and shoot. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. The Evanix Tactical Sniper comes in a lot of different calibers: 22, 25, 357, 45, and even 50 caliber. My test model is chambered for .45 caliber. The Tactical Sniper comes in an adjustable ambidextrous stock. There are rails top and bottom, an adjustable foregrip and cheek piece, and a telescoping buttstock. The rifle is fairly heavy but comfortable to shoulder once everything is adjusted. The rifle has a 300cc reservoir that should, at least on paper, deliver up to 12 usable shots or 2 full magazines. The action is cocked and cycled by the side lever on the right side of the rifle. It's buttery smooth and consistent, making the rifle not only functional, but very enjoyable to shoot. The rifle does not come with any open sight, so I've mounted a Leapers 3-12 by 44 SWAT scope, partly because it just looks so darn cool sitting on top of this gun. I'm using heavy-duty quick detach mounts which allow me to move it from rifle to rifle very quickly and easily. The trigger on the Tactical Sniper is a little firm for my taste at around 7 pounds. There is no second stage creep, however, so it's not as much of an issue as you might think. Because the gun is heavy and used for hunting, you really don't notice the heavier trigger pull except when you're shooting from the bench. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about how to properly operate the Evanix .45 cal Tactical Sniper. First thing you want to do is make sure your safety's on. That's located right in front of the trigger blade here. Alright, next thing you're going to do now is you need to make sure the rifle is full. Now there's a pressure gauge underneath, and we're a little low. So before we go any further, take my Venturi pony bottle here with the appropriate probe, line it up, go ahead and fill our rifle. I really like these regulated pony bottles because they only ever put 2900 psi into the gun, prevent you from overfilling it. It's very, very important. All right, we are done. Close the valve, bleed that off, and we are all full of air. Next thing we need to do is load our magazine. Go ahead and open the bolt, pop our magazine out, there we go. Now the magazine is very easy to load. You have your main hole here in the center, and you have your second hole right here. You're going to put the ammo in this hole and then rotate the mag and keep loading. So we'll go ahead and drop, I'm using a round ball, drop it in there, rotate it to the next open slot. Drop it in there, rotate it to the next open slot. Go ahead and finish this off here. Alright, so 6 round ball are loaded in the mag. Now when I close this, rifle's basically ready to fire. So we will aim it at our intended target, release the safety and pull the trigger. Now one thing I want to tell you, this has a lot of power. So I've got a bullet trap that I'm using. Don't just try and shoot this into any sort of medium. You got to have something that's suitable to properly stop these projectiles. Release the safety and squeeze the trigger. Alright, to fire again, go ahead and cock the lever, gently squeeze the trigger. Firing the Tactical Sniper will put a big smile on your face. The bullets hit the target with such accuracy and authority, it's hard not to get a little bit giddy. This rifle has always been a huge crowd pleaser whenever I've taken it down to the range. I would recommend using ear protection when shooting it. It can be very loud. let's talk a little bit about performance and accuracy. So the stats say you're going to get about 12 shots per fill. I got to tell you, I'm going to generally stop around 6. Out of that 6, the first 3 are very consistent. After that, I start sort of dropping off pretty quickly. Now, the 45 cal shoots round ball or cast bullets, and I've been testing the 137 grain round ball, the 180 grain round nose bullets, and the 200 grain hollow points. They're all very accurate, just at the right range. The 200 and the 180 grain bullets are accurate to about 25 to 30 yards respectively, with the first 3 shots usually touching. The 137 grain round ball, those are my favorite ammo for this rifle, and they can stretch out to 40 yards with pretty consistent accuracy. Velocities are going to run as follows. The 200 grain hollow points averaged 550 feet per second across 6 shots, generating an average of 134.37 foot-pounds at the muzzle. Now the average across the first 3 shots rises a bit to 580 feet per second and equaling almost 150 foot-pounds. The 180 grain round nose averaged 587.6 feet per second across the first magazine to 6 shots, generating 134.49 foot-pounds at the muzzle. Now, the average across the first 3 shots of those was about 616 feet per second, and that equals over 151 foot-pounds. My personal favorite, the 137 grain round ball, averaged 652.1 FPS across the full 6 shots, generating 129.39 foot-pounds at the muzzle. The average across the first 3 shots was 680 FPS, generating 140 foot-pounds. Now, you may give up a little impact energy with the round ball, but consistent accuracy at greater range makes up for that in my book. Here's a sample of what you can get at 40 yards using the 137 grain round ball. Let's take a look at our final summary. While I really love this gun, there are a few things that kind of bug me a little bit. The butt plate back here is kind of flimsy and light duty, and it's always getting a little bit bent. Also, the rubber wants to keep falling off, and that's kind of annoying. The trigger pull out of the box, while usable, is just too stiff at 7 pounds. Definitely going to take a look at that, see if I can improve it for part 2 of this video. Now let me tell you why I simply love this gun despite those little problems. The look and feel is simply bad to the bone. It's designed as a big game hunting air gun, and it's critical to only review it as such. The kill zone on medium to large game can be 2 to 4 inches depending on what you're hunting, and this rifle can hit that mark with ease out to 40 yards using that 137 grain round ball. If you're able to call your game inside 30 yards, then the heavier bullets offer even more knockdown potential. This is definitely a great rifle for that use. I'd like to take a moment and thank the folks over at PyramyAir for sponsoring this channel and this review. When you're looking for your next air gun or you're looking to fill your next airgun supply order, please visit www.pyramyAir.com or give them a call at 888-262-4867. And please be sure to let them know that you learned about them right here at AirgunWeb. When you're looking for honest, real-world airgun reviews, think AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. I'm Rick Eutsler with AirgunWeb.com. Thanks again for watching.